all the religious bodies, they have a day within a week that they respect this particular day. They put aside that day to worship their creator. And then within that particular day, they rest. They use the whole day to worship their creator. And indeed, in Islam, we have such a day. That day is Friday. We've assigned it for all of us to come together to worship. Even on that day, Allah Azza wa Jal is still telling, فَإِذَا قُدِيَتِ الصَّلَاةِ فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَابْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ. That when you are done with your salah, please move from what? The mosque. That day is not assigned throughout as what? Worship. But you are to restrict your ritual worship in the mosque for some number of hours. After that one, go to the market. Move freely on earth to look for the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal. وَابْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ. Look for the grace of Allah. Look for the wealth that Allah will assign for you. That tells us the significance of looking for money in Islam. The significance of looking, searching for the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal. So in Islam, definitely looking for money is just like worship. Once you do it with the intention of giving out zakat, you do it with the intention of giving out or helping people. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, remember when he moved to Medina to build the community of Islam, to build the nation of Islam, the first thing he did was to build the masjid. Then another institution he created was the institution of brotherhood. Then the very important institution he created was to look for a place and earmark as the market for Muslims. He said, this place is the market for what? Muslims. The Jews have their market, the Arabs have their market, but I am earmarking this place as the market for what? Muslims. That tells us the significance. Like a Muslim leader, whichever stage you are, you should be concerned about the welfare of the businessmen. Because if they don't earn, how can you also get zakat to embark on what? Your religious activities. If they don't earn, how can you help what? The poor. So Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not go to Medina to teach them only how to worship or to build the Islamic nation without the economic pillar of that particular nation. He had to, after building the mosque, should also what? Build an economic center or a market center for the Muslims. May Allah Azza wa Jalla have mercy on us. The first step we need to take in order to become a successful entrepreneur, and I am personally struggling to give this lecture to motivate you people who are listening to me. Far away from Ghana, we've sent you to look for knowledge, which is a very powerful tool for successful entrepreneurship. You earn the knowledge and you refuse to return to use your community as the field of exhibition of your entrepreneurial skills. But then you remain elsewhere to develop your entrepreneurial skills, which in many times are very difficult. You would only be an employee over there. So you better your personal economical development and the economy of the nation in which you find yourself. So the social and the communal economic development of our society, normally we don't even plan, we don't think about it, we don't plan for it. We are only planning for our personal economic development. What of that of your nation? Your personal economic development, what contribution will it make on the development of what? The nation. So long as you keep more time working somewhere, you are developing the economy of somebody. But then, to forgo the fear that we have within us, when I return to Ghana, how can I start my life? I won't get job to do. I can't get money to develop myself. Regulations are not well established. So many challenges. We should be the nation builder rather than somebody to build for us to come in. Somebody suffered to build the economy of US that you are struggling to move there. And somebody suffered to build the economy of Turkey that you want to remain there. Who will suffer to build the economy of Ghana for you to return and come and enjoy? We should be part of the builders. Though the foundation blocks, normally we make it 6 inches, very big one and strong one, but nobody sees them. It's the 5-inch hollow ones that are outside that we see to describe the beauty of the building. So what you will put in as effort to build the economy of Ghana, nobody will see it now. You might not be seen as one of the billionaires of Ghana in the future, but believe me, there are people that are more important than Dangote in Nigeria who built the basis for Dangote to come and stand on today to exhibit himself as a billionaire of Nigeria. And those are the people that Allah is going to reward. Allah Azza wa Jal, in calling us to answer or to become the vicegerents of this particular earth, to represent him on this particular earth. He tells us that وَهُوَ الَّذِي جَعَلَكُمْ خَلَائِفَ الْأَرْضِ وَرَفَعَ بَعْدَكُمْ فَوْقَ بَعْدٍ دَرَجَاتٍ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ فِي مَا آتَاكُمْ. It is for Allah to hold you responsible and accountable that He had raised us in different levels. That He has raised it. So you being rich or getting more opportunities doesn't mean that you are better than somebody. But what was your contribution to the development of the community, not to the development of yourself? To the development of the community. The seed is yourself. So you need to start from yourself and ensure that you extend it to the community. So long as you don't extend it to the community, your family, your community, your nation, and to the whole globe, then we have big questions to answer on the day of judgment. Point number one, step number one in becoming an effective entrepreneur is the E of the entrepreneur. The word entrepreneur is spelled as entrepreneur, entrepreneur. So we are going to extract 10 steps and principles from this particular spelling of entrepreneur. Sequentially, step by step, to guide you and guide me in becoming an entrepreneur. So the first step of entrepreneurship and the first step to success and the first step to whatever we want to do and do it successfully on earth is what we call, the step that we call the establishment of vision and mission. We can also say envision. If you don't envision something, then you cannot embark on it. You can't achieve it. There are two fields of achievement. Field number one is the intellectual field. And number two is the physical field that Allah Azza wa Jal has given to us. That is our environment, our social environment. Whatever is not achieved intellectually becomes difficult for it to be achieved physically. You need to achieve it intellectually before you can achieve it physically. And luck in itself is labor under correct knowledge. L-U-C-K. You need to labor. Allah Azza wa Jal will open up your mind and then make things easier for you so that you need to struggle with what? Correct knowledge before you can get it what? Successful. And nothing at all that has no any intellectual component can earn you reward in Islam. Accident is anything that happens to us without an intellectual component. You're walking on the road, you never plan that a car will knock you down. So when the car knocks you down, we call it an accident. That incident never happened in your mind before it happened in your life. And for that matter, you have no reward for that one. It is only your patience that will fetch you reward. So in Islam, there is nothing like what? Luck. No. There is nothing like by chance. No. Everything is being calculated very well. But we have mercy. Mercy can be connoted as luck and chance. When Allah has mercy on you, Allah will have to sit down, calculate very well before He will let it come on you, and you will call it a chance or you will call it a luck, but it comes with what? Calculation. It comes with planning. It comes with accountability. It comes with responsibility. So whatever happens to you, if it is a ni'mah, remember, ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. And the first step to ensure that we are able to remain accountable and responsible to our Creator, Allah Azza wa Jal, is for us to establish the purpose of whatever we are going to do. It's for us to establish the nature of the product of whatever we seek to achieve in life. So we need to envision, we need to establish two things. Our vision. We need to establish our mission. Our vision should connote the image of our achievement with its local and its quantitative and qualitative dimension of it. What do you seek to achieve in the future? How you picture it in your mind, and how you are vividly to be able to describe it. Just like the example Allah Azza wa Jal gives us in Quran chapter 12, Surah Al-Yusuf, verse 4, where Allah Azza wa Jal makes Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam to show us the dimensions of an effective vision. You should be able to give accurate description of what you want to achieve in the future. So he says, Allah Azza wa Jal says, "Idh, remember, Qala Yusuf," when Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam said, li abihi, to his father. When he said to his father, "Ya abati, oh my father, inni ra'aytu," that verily I see, I have seen. So can you see whatever you want to achieve in your mind? Or today you want to become like this, your entrepreneurial vision is this, tomorrow your entrepreneurial vision is that. It gets affected by advert, get affected by pronouncement, ideas of people, journalists and people around your area. No, you should have a definite and concrete entrepreneurial vision that you can vividly describe it, just like the way Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam is going to describe over here. Ya abati, oh my father, inni ra'aytu ahada ashara kawkaba وَالشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ رَأَيْتُهُمْ لِي سَاجِدِينَ. Look, he's mentioning all the components one by one in his dream. All the components one by one in his dream. Do you have a blurred vision or a vividly crystalline, fine and refined entrepreneurial vision? Or you don't have? Is your entrepreneurial vision only looking at the amount of monies you are going to earn? Is that all? You want to just earn this. So whatever you do to get the money, is that your entrepreneurial vision? No. The entrepreneurial vision of a Muslim actually comes to solve a challenge. It comes to increase the productivity and effectiveness of a particular situation. It doesn't come to earn you money, just like the Western concept of entrepreneurship. You are only chasing profit. You are only chasing what? Money. That is not the entrepreneurial mission or vision of a Muslim. The entrepreneurial vision of a Muslim actually will ultimately be the envision of a particular solution to a future challenge or a particular way of making a situation better for the Ummah and humanity at large. Not getting only money. If at all there is a mentality of earning money, then that money is to make our way easier. It is a tool, it is a means, but it is not the end. It is not the destination. It should not be the vision. Professionalism or profession is a means. It should not be the vision. It should not be the end. What is always the end is the service that we are going to give out. What is always the end is the iman increment that we are going to earn. What is always the end is the benefit that we are going to create for other people within our environment to benefit from it. What is the end of a tree is the fruit that people are going to benefit from it. So, tu'ti ukulaha kulla hinin bi'idhni rabbiha وَيَضْرِبُ اللَّهُ الْأَمْثَالَ لِلنَّاسِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَذَكَّرُونَ. Allah says the life of a Muslim, which is likened to a tree, the end product of it is the fruit that it will constantly give out for people to benefit. So my brother, the first step of entrepreneurship that you should never miss is for you to sit down. Look, I'm hammering on this particular step and using more time on it because it is something that indeed needs time to be able to achieve. You can't take 1 day or 2 days to build or nurture or design or develop your entrepreneurial vision. It takes time. It takes knowledge. It takes research. It takes consultation. People of wisdom and fear of Allah and experience for you to be able to nurture and build a formidable, unchangeable entrepreneurial vision. Not a vision that today you change, tomorrow you change. Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, irrespective of the difficulties, pursued this particular vision years over years till he achieved it. Then he told his father, Ya Abati, oh my father, was this not the dream that I saw when I was a kid and I told you? Is it not the exhibition of that particular dream that today we are seeing? The father had patience for that one. Patience, irrespective of the difficulties. Going under the ground in the world, he still resisted. Coming out of it, he still resisted. Into slavery, he resisted. In the prison, he resisted. Wherever he found himself, he resisted. And he ensured that till the end, this particular one, Ya Abati inni ra'aytu ahada ashara kawkaban wa shamsa wal qamara ra'aytuhum li sajidin. If we are loyal to our vision and pursue the vision for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, convert it as a worship to Allah Azza wa Jal, as a means and link to coming closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, then all components of our environment will bow down in obeisance and also in humility and respect to us, just like the way they did to Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. But what is the means? What is the way? The way forward is you need two things. In Quran chapter 5, verse 35. You need two things over there. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, oh you those who believe. Ittaqullah, fear Allah. So the internal dimension of your success is mentioned too. We have another physical dimension which is also true. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, oh you those who believe, is an internal dimension, internal realm of your entrepreneurial vision of your life. Iman, belief. Beyond the belief, what does Allah need? Ittaqullah, that you should fear Allah. It means consciousness of implication, integration of that particular belief in our deeds and in whatever we do. So ittaqullah, iman wa taqwa, they are internal realm, internal dimensions that we need in order to become successful in whatever we want to do. Then the ayah continues to say, wabtaghu ilayhi al-wasila, and that you should look for a means to Allah Azza wa Jal. You should look for a way to Allah Azza wa Jal. And our Mufassir tell us that you should look for any deed at all that will bring you closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. Look for any deed at all that will bring you closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. وَابْتَغُوا إِلَيْهِ الْوَسِيلَةِ. So the framing of this particular wasila, the framing of this particular means actually can be intellectually referred to your vision. What is your vision? What is your plan? What is your, like, what have you planned on paper in your mind that I need to do A, B, C, D in order to come closer to Allah Azza wa Jalla? Do you have a wasila? Do you have a means? Do you have a deed? Do you have a service that you want to, pass through? So, وَابْتَغُوا إِلَيْهِ الْوَسِيلَةِ. You should look for a means to Allah Azza wa Jal. Then the verse continues, وَجَاهِدُوا فِي سَبِيلِهِ. And struggle in the cause of Allah. Jahada is different from jahada. When we say jahada, you struggle. But jahada means you are struggling with somebody. There is somebody opposite you. There are obstacles. There are challenges. So you are going to struggle with those particular challenges. وَابْتَغُوا إِلَيْهِ الْوَسِيلَةِ. Look for a means to Allah. Look for a broad vision that will guide you with plan and strategy of movement step by step to Allah Azza wa Jal. But then even after that one, you will find obstacles and challenges on your way. On the way to Allah, you are going to find obstacles and challenges to Allah Azza wa Jal. And you need to struggle with those particular challenges. So we have jahad over there, not jahada. Wajahidu, and struggle with any challenge at all that will come on your way, and be rest assured that inna ma'al usri yusra. Together with any challenge at all that will come on your way with respect to executing your vision and planning for the achievement of your entrepreneurial vision, Allah says that anytime you find a challenge over there, there is solution over there. When you are digging a gold, you are digging for gold. Anytime you come across a big rock, then you thank Allah and you start celebrating. Ask all those who dig or who search for gold. When they are digging and they come across a big rock, then they start what? Celebrating, because they know that they have come closer to what? The gold. Normally they are associated with the rocks. The gold are associated with what? The rocks. So Allah says that challenges are associated with what? The solutions. So wajahidu fi sabilihi, and struggle in the path of Allah Azza wa Jal. Why? La'allakum tuflihun, so that you can become what? Successful. So my brother, when we say design a vision or a mission for your entrepreneurial vision, that is the first stage. Establish your vision and mission for your entrepreneurial vision. You want to become an entrepreneur, the first step is waste time. Use your time, your available time, that you think you have no money, and for that matter, for now you have nothing to do about your entrepreneurial life. Now you as a student, you think you have no money, you have no any opportunity. This is the time for you to read more about entrepreneurship. This is the time for you to interview any businessman you come across. This is the time for you to interview any entrepreneur that you come across, so that you can earn more skills, you can earn more information about entrepreneurship, so that you can sharpen, develop your entrepreneurial vision. This is the time you need to do that one, so that you will never have any doubt about your entrepreneurial vision.